Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 48 of Direwolf20's Age of Engineering series. Today, doing a little bit of rearranging of a couple things off camera. Did some automation stuff, let this guy run forever, and he's done a really bad job of producing I've gotten 17 silicon, that's not terrible. And I decided I'm going to start storing silicon in this drawer. So I've got a couple extra silicon in here, and did you guys know that drawers will automatically convert items between OR dictionary? Shh, secrets. So yeah, there is no way to speed up this arc furnace, which is weird because I know, I think there's two versions of advanced rocketry, and I didn't really look into it all that much, but I think that's the gist. But that thing just takes a long time. But we don't need all that much silicon anyway, so we should be all right. But as you can just see at the start of the episode, I was kind of automating this bad boy. Silicon has now been updated, and oh yeah, I need you to be on insert mode. Cool. So are you running? Missing resources. Cool. So did you finish making all the silicon that you were supposed to make? Yes, it should have made 12, so that's cool. Yeah, centrifuges are a little bit weird with the way the item sticks in the middle there, but it's all good. Another thing I did real quick, remember I was confused as to why this dude was outputting or not outputting like his full amount of energy? Well, duh, I had a high voltage emitter here. So I upgraded this guy to an extreme voltage emitter, which can output now 2048 EU per tick. The generator itself usually hits around 11 or 1200-ish. And I also moved my molecular transformer upstairs, and I hooked that up to the main MFSU here so that I could hook it up to an interface and teach the system how to make clay blocks. Easy peasy. Boom. And we can probably do other things like iridium too if we wanted to in the future. So just a few things I was working on off camera, just little details of automation and whatnot. So now we've got silicon. Hooray! So we can rolling machine this into plates if we want. We can crystallize it into silicon boules. We're definitely going to want to crystallize it. So let's get a crystallizer. I think that's going to be my next step is going to be, hey, the crystallizer. Boom. So for the crystallizer, we're going to want a power input plug, an input hatch, and 2 copper coils. So let's get our input plug and hatch. I don't know. We've got an input hatch, an input plug. I don't know how much chrome and all that stuff I've been working on off camera. Probably not as much as I should have been. We'll find out if I'm lucky. Let's see. Do I have any ruby dust hanging out in here? I totally do. Let's go drop this in here because you, sir, you are totally needing to behave yourself. I should really more automate this. Like export bus empty cells kind of deal. And you know what I could do? I can do, but I'm out of channels down there. I could have an interface there that keeps items in stock kind of deal. We'll see. A couple things we could do to make that a little bit better. What else do we need here for this guy? 2 copper coils. So coils, I'm imagining it's this one. Look like this. So I'm thinking I might want to teach this guy. So can you learn how to make... So you need an Anori crystal, an LV... Cool. Copper wires are made in a metal press. I never did exactly get around to running applied energistics over here either. You're what? Are you the plate recipe? Yeah. I don't think we need plates over here, but these guys might totally be a good way to go. Let's get a stack of them, just for now. And then eventually, like I said, I'll probably move these over here. But you should know how to make Inuri crystals, right? Yeah, you totally can. Nice. Cool. So that'll work for the time being. So this guy, you're also going to need some copper cables. Good, we have that. So I can teach you how to make coils. These ones at least. Hey, you're not supposed to do that. Be in this mode. Thank you. Oh, I'm going to need more patterns too. Good, I made more. I kind of every time I make patterns, I make more patterns. So you can see my molecular assembler line is getting pretty big, which is cool. Should definitely run AE over here, though, shouldn't I? Into that room. So I can automate some of that. So let's do coil again. You're going to need to know how to make these. Let's see. There you go. And that. Sweet. Okay. And then finally, I want you to know how to make these copper coils, because I suspect we will need some in the future. So I need you to have one of these, which means 4 more of them. Ah, wait, it's in here. Cool. And then you... make one of these. And then you should be able to make, or at least learn the pattern for this. Nice. So now we should be able to make, said 2 copper coils is what I needed, right? Yes, 6 quartz crucibles. Let's see what's involved in that. I don't think I need these a lot, and that doesn't look so bad. Cool. And then finally, an output hatch. So we're going to need more steel rods and more chrome ingots. So do we have any more chrome hanging out in here? Not really. Steel, though. I know I cooked up some steel. Let's get... I think I'm going to run over my automation stuff today. This is the rod pattern, right? Yeah. So, and did you... I made steel at some point. Let's get more coke dust. You know what I'm going to do? Let's automate this whole room today. That's one thing I definitely want to work towards. Oh, look, there were some steel rods in here. Beautiful. And I guess while I'm at it, I can get you. So let's get the precision, or let's get this crucible thing set up so that I can, like, get this running. You... I should probably look at automating as well. Really? Is that as far as we've gotten? Ah, we're out of empty cells. That's why. I should automate that, too. This might be enough chrome to at least get this thing up and running. Right? So we need an output hatch. Boom. That's cool. And while that's going, the last thing we're going to need is a crystallizer. So a crystallizer is made with the 2 circuit boards and a machine structure and a user interface. And then we're going to need 2 of these. Now if I have sticks, why did you not put that there? Okay. So we're going to want one of you. One of you. See why I automated all this? Nah. 2 of you. This is what kind of plate? A steel plate? I don't have any more steel. I took it all. Oh good, I have a few. What I think I'll do is teach the rolling pattern thingy. I don't know if you know steel. But you will in a moment. Put it in this mode. Steel plate. From steel. I don't know if you're in there, but you're gonna be. Metal former, the plate one. Cool. Okay. So let's get this machine built, and then we're gonna work on automating some of that room a little bit. So we're gonna need another machine structure. Hopefully missing 1 chrome ingot. Arrgh. Good, we do have more empty cells here. That's cool, at least. So 1 little iteration of this, and we should be cool. Take a quick nap. And the reason I want to get this up and running first is I don't know how long this machine takes to run. And if it's, you know, anything like the last machine, it may take a while. So I want to get it running and then start working on the AE automation stuff while that runs to produce whatever silicon boules I need. Cool. So let's get this guy started. And while that's cooking, I should be able to make this over here. Cool. Crystallizer. Nice. All right, and then my hatch. I think I made the output hatch. We're good. So let's throw this thing right about here. So you're the crystallizer pattern. Let's put you like here-ish. Does that look cool? Yeah, I like it. So input and output hatches go over there and there. And remember, they can go on either side because this is a multi-block. So we'll do, let's do input on the right, output on the left. The crystallizer itself can go here. Power input plug, boom. Copper coils, I made them. I didn't bring them with me. And then I think it's just the 6 crucibles on top. Boom. Yeah, nice. Beautiful. You can tell it formed and it looks good. Nice. Crystallizer. All right, cool. So for the crystallizer to work, we're going to need power. Which for now, we'll probably... I have to figure out how I want to power this area. Like for now, I've been doing this, which is probably not going to be a long-term goal. But we'll get some stuff up and running. Your power input plug is back here. I know the dire wire is real. Nice. So you're probably just filling up your internal buffer. We will turn you on. And then I believe if I do this and this, right, so it's 1 silicon ingot and 1 silicon nugget makes a silicon bool in the crystallizer. Nice. This is the output hatch, so these guys go here. Did you not go there? That's weird that you're... There we go. Hey, nice. Beautiful. Check it out. You can see them growing in there. One of the really cool things about advanced rocketry is the machines have some really nice effects. Like, all of them look pretty cool, with the exception of the first one. The arc furnace is kind of boring looking, but everything else looks really neat. So that's up and running, and it actually doesn't seem to be too slow. All right, back in a sec when I have a few more pieces of cabling. I might need to get into some more P2P. So let's make sure we have a couple of those available. We do. Nice. And yeah, I'll be back in a minute. We're probably going to want some interfaces too. Let's make like 8 of them. Sure, why not? And let's make sure we've got, because I still haven't automated this. Let's cook up more of this. Boop-a-doop. Are we really getting low on redstone? Because that's shenanigans. I mean, low's, you know, probably not the right word, but doesn't look like we have a lot either. So you have plenty in there. You're probably waiting for pure Certus to cook up, which is fine. Alright, back in a minute. I lied. I forgot to filter this. That was my derp. Be right back. Alright guys, just taking a look at some of the automation options here. So if we want to automate the arc furnace, we have to input on this blue spot. So that's kind of the place to put it, or there's one on the other side as well. But I figured here we could run the wire in through the wall, and that would be kind of good looking. Figured we could stick with the chest option here, and we can item conduit back to the ME interface. So that's how it'll route back into the AE system once it autocrafts. And then we'll have an interface up here on the dropper that will drop in and auto output into this guy. So that's cool. Let's get some dense cabling, because I've gotten some cable. Right, let's get like some more dense cable. Would that be much of a problem? Nah, it should all be fine. It'll take a few minutes, but it'll be good. So right now, and boy is this a mess, we've got this as a P2P tunnel, right? Going out all the way down to here, and that leads to the basement area. This here leads over to our interfaces, right? There's not a lot there going on. 5 channels in use. That's like our security station and our interfaces. This is all the auto crafting down in the basement. So I'm thinking this direction. might be a good way to go. And I probably shouldn't be breaking this while it's trying to autocraft things for me. But, I mean, you know. What do you want from me? There we go. Everybody back online? Cool. And then we could get like our P2P tunnel off of one of these lines. So what I could have, right? So that's 5 channels going off in that direction. We could do a P2P tunnel coming off of here. Right? In fact, why don't I do that as dense cable? Just to kind of mirror this one. And then we'll stick our P2P tunnel on there. Now this, what we could do is have another one of those quartz dudes. I am not a master by any stretch of P2P tunneling, by the way. But if I do this and this, he should light up with a channel, right? But he's only getting power from this network, so we're not actually doing any data transfer on here, right? So that's cool. Neat. So you can see 1 channel here, 2 channels here, that's it. That's awesome. Cool, perfect, that's what I want to see. So let's store our memory card dude here. Copy device configuration to memory card. There we go, cool. Yeah, P2Ps are a little bit funky in this version. But then we'll run this all the way over to this area, right? So this could probably just run straight across here. Not my greatest DIY achievement, but like I said, this base, I don't want to say is like temporary, because that's not necessarily true, but eventually we will get to a point where we improve the appearance of things. Let's just put it that way. For now, I'd like to just get things up and running. Good deal. Perfect. Okay, now let's pop out here and see where we are. So we'll definitely want right here to have a channel. And when I do this, this should suck everything in, right? So what I'm thinking is we could have coming out of here. We might have some dense cable, or it got derped up when I broke everything. Yeah, we have some dense cable, nice. That's what I wanted to see. So let's P2P exit this. Load the memory card settings. Linked output side. Boom. So now you should have the 32 channels or so that are available to you, right? And we can kind of run this however we want. So over to here, we'll run this on the right side. We'll run this guy over to here. Cool. So that'll connect up to that interface. Nice. Beat it, skeleton. I'm working here. And if I just drop these items in here, this will prove that everything's working. Nice and clean. Works great. All right. The other thing we might want to do, I'm thinking up, because we're going to want multiple paths on this thing, because we actually have quite a few interfaces to hook up in this room. Right? And then we'll have one going off in this direction. What I'm thinking I'll probably do is just run this cable outside the building here. Yeah, you're this one. And we might need a few more cables. Let's start that process now, because I know we're gonna... Let's grab like 60 more. That looks doable. Everything looks cool. We're gonna wait to craft the pure flux crystals, but those only take a minute. So that should be up and running. Nice. So we've got 2 channels going up this way, 1 channel going out this way. This guy using a total of 3 channels. Everything looks cool so far. Let's also tap into... So what I was thinking... Yeah. Not loving the sidedness that I'm going to have to do for this. So let's rearrange this just a little bit. This. And then we can use item conduits here. This will be an insert on green. And this will be an extract always active, right? So we'll put our recipe in here, right? It'll dump it into the transfer node, which, hey, you're not supposed to be in there. And then it should, in theory, behave. Oh, so I'm not sure if I like the idea of the transfer node being there. I might want this dude to go instead of the transfer node. I don't think the transfer node should be there because it might wind up pulling items out like it pulled out that experience thing. Yeah, I don't like that. That may not work great. We might want this guy directly touching. And we can facade this up, remember. Actually, yeah, let's leave that there and then we can facade it up. So if I put the interface here, that should work a little bit better maybe. Yeah, I like that. And then we will connect you like so. Cool. So this interface should be online now. 1 channel in use. Beautiful. Okay. But then how are we gonna... see, the item conduiting becomes funny. Let me think back in a sec. Before we do anything, I want to kind of test that this even works with this interface being right here. So if I said, hey, give me 2 copper coils, or copper wires, start, will that work? It does. Nice. Okay, well that's cool at least. So I could either put an interface here, which will just wind up using more channels, but that's not the end of the world. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. So nuts to the whole... I mean, we'll be alright. 2 extra channels is not something to complain about too much, to be fair. And that'll just make things a little bit neater at the end of the day. And we'll do the same here. Cool. And you can go away for the time being. That should have, by the way, completed the craft by just putting that in there. Have our cables done yet? Gotta increase that range a little bit. Yeah, they are. Nice. Improper basement, I know. But that should all be cool. So now we're using 4 of 8 channels there for these 4 interfaces, right? And we can facade this up and make it look nice. We might even have some facades. Let's go get some, actually. Weren't they just anchors? So we're gonna want, like, the quartz cutting knife thing. Let's just get a bunch of these anchors. Just to have. And then we can cover this up. 1, 2. So it doesn't form the pattern, but oh well, good enough. And then you can be covered up. So this is online, right? Yes. And you're online? Yes. Beautiful. All right, cool. So now we have the coal thing. We've got all that hooked up. Let's run something over to here. And up in this wall. So what I'll probably want to do... Hey, what's up, creeper? Beat it. I'm working here. Cool. So let's do this. I don't need my EU reader at the moment. Let's send this direction out. Yeah, let's use this direction. Because at some point we might wind up using more directions. Cool. So you can be here. And this one. And I should be able to facade this up as well, by the way. And this should work. Light it up. 1 of 8 channels in use. Nice. That's what I want to see. Put these guys away. Cool. So now we should be ready to do everything we want to do. So for example, if I want to teach it how to make coal coke dust, right? It's as easy as doing this. Coal coke equals coke dust in the precision dropper. And then we're going to want steel, right? So we've got a steel ingot here. We'll say that you come from coke dust and iron. Cool. And then we're also going to want to say steel rods, 2 of them, come from a single piece of steel. These are all the patterns that we want to teach over there, right? So you can be the coke dust. You can be the steel rod. And you can be the steel. So let's do a little experiment. What I'm going to do is take all the coke dust out of here. It doesn't know how to make coke, but I have a lot of coke right now. We're going to want all the steel out of here and the steel rods out of here. And if I request 2 steel rods, it's going to turn the coal coke into coke dust, put it in here with the iron, make the steel ingot, and drop it in there. Let's see what happens. Start. So this guy's running. This guy should be smelting now. Oh, you went into there. Why did you go into there? Do you need to hopper into this one? Is that what needs to happen? Let's grab a hopper real quick. It might be that this is the input for that side. It is. And then that should output to here. This is why we test. You're making your steel, which is still way faster than, you know, previous. And then you should make the steel rod. Nice. Well, that's at least cool. So everything works except that part. That I can live with. So let's figure out what I want to do about that. So what I'm thinking is, for this guy, what we'll do to fix this. A little cramped here, but it's all good. We will have item conduits with filters. Okay. And we'll facade this up so that it looks a little bit nicer in a sec. Right. But basically, what we'll do is put a chest here, and we'll put our interface here, with our cabling running up to here with our pattern in it. And then we'll want you to be extract on green, always active. You will be insert on green. You will be insert on green. And then we need 2 filters to say where iron and coal coke goes. So let's get one of you. And one more of you, because I need 2 filters, derp. And coal coke dust and iron. Right? So you will be filtered on coal coke dust, and you will be filtered on iron for now, and eventually we might add other things to this. Cool. So that looks good. And then we're going to need facades. That looks good. And this is supposed to be quartz glass, but it'll be fine. It doesn't matter. Looks good to me. All right, so should we try that again? Steel rods times 2. So you can hear the grinding going. In a moment, we should see those 2 items drop into here. This should now be cooking. Nice. Fully automated. Looks good to me. Okay, so that's all up and running, and you're working there. So that's cool, because I know we're going to need a lot more of all this stuff. So having that all automated is good. So let's put away all our things again. Loving it. Okay, and let's just make sure this room looks nice. I think I might need 1 more chiseled brick. Cool. Looking nice, right? Not terrible at all. All right, so how did you do silicon bool processor? If we check our output here, nice, we've got silicon bools. All right, good. So the next episode is definitely going to be more focused on advanced rocketry. I meant to do more advanced rocketry today, but I really wanted to knock out the automation of this whole area because obviously we need a lot more. Plus, what I think I'm going to do, you know what I'm going to do real quick before we wrap up the episode, is I'm going to automate this whole thing. That sounds like a good plan to me. Let me just see how I can find myself a channel down here that I can access. One sec. So here's the deal. If I just freed up a channel here with some dire wire that was so horrible, I'm not even going to show it on camera. But it'll work. And to do, I might off camera. Already, it's like getting to the point where I need to clean up some of my cabling. But that's what happens with applied energistics. Like, you start small because you don't have a lot of resources, and then all of a sudden, it's like a wired mess. I should probably do something like... Yeah, that's probably a little bit cleaner. Cool. So you can be an interface now. And let's automate this dude. So your job as an interface will be A, to auto output stuff here, right? But let's also get some ruby dust. So let's grab these ruby ores and throw them into the macerator. Cool. I'm going to want you to keep about a stack's worth. But then the other thing we're going to want is the cells, right? Empty cells. So let's make sure you know how to make empty cells. It's quite easy. In a molecular transformer. Okay. And then we're going to want a crafting card, because if you want your interface to auto-craft items in order to keep them in stock, you need a crafting card in there or it won't work. So what we should see is if I take out all my empty cells here, right? We have no empty cells, and then we're going to want some ruby dust. Cool. And let's also get, what's it called? Is it cinnabar dust? Yeah, cool. And you come from what, bauxite? Is it cinnabar dust or bauxite dust that I need? Oh, it's bauxite dust. Okay, cool. So I'd like to have roughly a stack of you, if I may. And again, we're just going to do this real quick and then wrap up the episode, because it's totally that time. Cool. So all we have to do is come over here, and we're going to say keep in stock bauxite dust, ruby dust. See? And it's getting the ruby dust automatically and dumping it into there. Nice. And then keep in stock these guys. But it won't auto-craft them unless I put a crafting card in there. Once I do that, it should now be able to auto-craft these empty cells and keep them in stock. Cool? So it'll keep the empty cells in stock, and if I just toss stuff in here, it should be smart enough to ditch it. That should be cool. Nice. Okay, good. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Cool. If I put this in here and this in here, it should dump it into the system and then keep it in stock. Nice. That's what I like to see. I might actually want you. And now here's the problem: is you're gonna overflow that a little bit, right? Ruby dust, bauxite dust. Let's get another stack of this going. So the only problem, I guess, that I have is that you're going to leave behind enough ruby that you can't process. And then that's going to be annoying. I'm going to have to think about how to deal with that. For now, we'll leave it as is, but I kind of want you in the first column, and then you and you in the second column. Whoops. So that should be cool. Okay, so let's wrap up the episode. I'm going to figure out how I'm going to deal with this. It should be a way. Should be a way. We'll see. For now, Dial20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.